Hello, welcome to the Monday meditation. This today is the last meditation on the 12-week series of basic mindfulness. And thank you everyone for coming, and I really hope you enjoyed it. And today's meditation, I think, will be a fitting endpoint to it. Also for you to see a little bit how you progressed in your ease in sitting in meditation. For everyone who doesn't know me, or if you come across this video on YouTube for the first time, I'm Steph Skupin, and I work with people who don't want to get drawn into the suffering on a personal and societal level just as much, and who really want to, bring mindfulness and bring a sense of peace and serenity even into their daily lives. And today's meditation, we will focus on the stillness after a thought and stillness after a breath. And the nature of the mind really is in movement. And we see this reflected in our lives, in the way life appears. Right? There's constant movement all the time in our thinking. There's movement in our day-to-day activities. We even move around when we sleep. There's movements in our bodies and the way we digest and we breathe, and in our cells change and the way our body changes. There's movement through space, right? Physical space. And then there's movement through time. And, nowadays we even talk about different dimensions. So there is movement between dimensions. And even if we sit in meditation for long hours and really just sit still, our breath moves. And afterwards, we want to get up and move again. And within that movement, all of creation is embodied and gets touched on. The center of consciousness is stillness, because it is already one with everything. So it really embodies everything, all the 10,000 things. And so it doesn't need to move. It's not getting pulled from here to there to see this and that, right? And the point of origin, maybe, or the center of consciousness, it's that thing of words can't really describe it. You just try and get close to pointing towards it. And so that center is stillness. That center can also be experienced as blackness, like real, just black, or a moment of completeness, of just being whole, of being one, and also of being connected with everything. And as you sit in that, in that connection or in that blackness, just as you get comfortable with this non-being, with being no thing, just as you relax into this, you witness the birth of light, the movement begins again, and creation gets born again. And this pull into witnessing movement and light and creation, Lao Tzu in the Tao Te Ching calls this the 10,000 things that take awareness away from the Tao, take awareness away from being as one with the flow of it. And to feel at home. So it is entirely natural to get pulled around, for our awareness to get pulled here and there and everywhere. Yet to feel at home within this reality of 10,000 things, we need to also be able to connect to the still point in ourselves. If we can't be still as well as move, we lose ourselves in the world. And that's how Eckhart Tolle describes it. Losing ourselves in the world, we end up longing for home, and we feel adrift, we feel lonely, we feel stressed. We feel unsafe, unloved. and unseen. So finding this inner still point is a way home to ourselves, of a way to taking residence in our true nature, in our true being. And so this coming into stillness is one of my favorite meditations. It's almost like soaking in spaciousness. And so there are two qualities to that stillness. Of course, there is one is the no movement, like moving as little as possible and being the still point that observes the movement of the breath, the gentle rise and fall of the breath. So watching the movement from the point of the from the observer. And then there's very little internal sound. So very little thought. So it's a practice of finding the still points on the other sides of the thought. And we use breath to practice that. You can also access the internal stillness in the midst of the loudest noise. When you really allow that noise and you listen into it, you get to the stillness. And you also get to the stillness when you strain just to hear the faintest whisper. So that is the ultimate relaxation and expansion and connection. And also, it's a little of an advanced meditation, so to speak, because it has few pointers. It has little talking to keep bringing you back, to keep bringing your focus back. So without further ado, let's get ready to meditate. The invitation is to sit comfortably and easily. To sit with the spine erect and the shoulders back. To allow the breath to flow easily, naturally. And close your eyes. If that feels safe, if that feels right for you right now. Notice the gentle rise and fall of your breath. You're breathing right now without even trying to influence it. This is natural for you right now, whether it's fast or slow or labored or easy. Just allow it to be that. And become aware of the sensations of the breath. The sensation of the air traveling past the nostrils, down the throat, and expanding the chest. And then the chest collapsing and the air coming back out. And with the next inhalation, allow your awareness to travel with the sensation of the breath and then further down into the body, all the way until you're becoming aware of the feet. Noticing the feet connecting to ground, touching each other, Maybe it's the sensation of shoes, of socks, or maybe of air. Becoming aware of the inner body of the feet. Becoming aware of the ankles. The lower legs, calves and shins. Becoming aware of knees, thighs, becoming aware of the hips, the buttocks, the area of the genitals. Becoming aware of the lower abdomen. Just see if there's any discomfort, tension. We sometimes hold some tension in the abdomen. Just allow it to be there for now. Maybe in the tradition of the mindfulness, acknowledge it with a little bow. Becoming aware of the region of the liver and the stomach, just underneath the rib cage. Once again, if there's any tension or discomfort, just allowing it to be there for now. Becoming aware of the chest, the shoulders, the arms, hands, becoming aware of the spine, the whole length of the spine from the sits bones to the base of the skull. Just taking a moment to scan it. Noticing the sensation of it, any tension, any discomfort, and allowing it to adjust in whatever way it will right now. Becoming aware of the throat, the face, and gently going through the different areas of the face, jaw, tongue, the temples, forehead, eyes, the nose, becoming aware of the top of the head, the back of the head, noticing if you can be aware of the feeling of the inner body of the head, just the sensation of the head. Becoming aware of the whole body, the whole body. Become aware of the surface or chair or floor or pillow you're sitting on. And then allow your awareness to travel outwards into your environment, just being aware of it. Noticing its temperature, any sounds, maybe there's airflow. And just for this moment, allowing it to be just as it is. without trying to change anything, without trying to explain anything. Just observing. This is it right now. Reality. Notice how you're observing any movement outside of you. You're observing from a point of stillness. Standing in the middle. And being aware of the flow around you, of life, of movement. Around the body and then further in, movement of sensation, of thought. Allowing the thought to be. Allowing your mind to think as much as it likes. Allowing emotion to be. Sensation. And then bringing the attention to the gentle rise and fall of the breath. Notice that this movement too is observed from a point of stillness. Notice that the breath has 4 phases. The inhalation, and then at the very end of the inhalation, a moment of stillness, where the breath neither goes in or comes out. And then exhalation. And again, at the end of the exhalation, that moment of no movement before the next inhalation starts. Just like the breath, each movement culminates in a moment of stillness. And each thought, once completed, each emotion before the next one comes. And notice if you can, just by bringing attention to that stillness, at the end of the inhalation, the end of the exhalation, if by just bringing awareness to that moment, if it will expand without consciously trying to hold your breath, just noticing that it is there. If you find that thought has taken your awareness away from breath, just acknowledge that thought with a bow. Thank it for sharing its life with you. And allow it to move back to where it's come from. And just notice the moment of stillness before the next wave of experience comes through. And then gently bring your awareness back to breath. Becoming aware of the pause at the end of the inhalation and at the end of the exhalation. Notice any sounds around you, even if they're faint or if they're loud. Notice that these sounds are contained within a larger space of stillness, of silence, like a background in which they become a tapestry of sounds. And bring your awareness to that background. Allow yourself, allow your awareness to expand and explore that, the spaciousness. Like the size of the sky holding the song of one bird. So even the loudest noise on this planet is held in the silence of the entire universe. And that universe right now is held in your conscious awareness. The depth of silence. The depth of stillness. And bringing the awareness back to the breath. Once again, being aware of the space that holds the breath, the tension. With the next inhalation, bringing awareness back into the body, to your feet, legs, the hips, the abdomen, chest, the spine, shoulders, and arms and hands, the throat, the top of the head, back of the head, the face. Becoming aware of the whole body. The whole body. Once again, taking a deep breath in and breathing out. And in your own time, when you're ready, you can gently open the eyes again. Once again, thank you for joining me in these 12 weeks. Really enjoy holding the space for these basic mindfulness meditations. Once again, as usual, the invitation is to sit every day this coming week, for, just a little bit. If you have the time to sit for the entire recording, so much the better. But to just create a habit of it, to just make a little bit of time every day. Maybe it's just 5 minutes on some days, but ideally 10, 15 minutes to sit. And just bringing your awareness inward to the breath and that spacious awareness. If you would like more of this, I will start the next series, Meditations Beyond Identity, probably mid-June, towards the end of June, somewhere around then. If you want to be reminded of it, sign up. The link is in the comments with this video. And if you're a part of the group, then you will get the reminders anyway. Okay, thank you for coming and have a good rest of your evening or day.